Hi, Steve Sasko. Today we're going to be looking at the Edie Sedgwick Superstar earrings. And this is what the finished product looks like. And there's a very interesting story in how this earring came about and how I made it. I'll explain to you right now. I always reference this book. This is Edie Sedgwick, Girl on Fire. And there's a lot of great photographs in this book. And you can see the great detail of some of these earrings in here. This is the earring that's in question. And upon looking at it, I realized that Edie might have made this earring by herself or had someone make it for her, because it's actually two different earrings linked together. And I spoke with B.B. Hansen, who is an actress that was in the Andy Warhol group. She was one of the factory people. And I spoke to her just about a year or so ago. And I asked her where, if she knew where Edie Sedgwick got her jewelry. And she told me that she can remember back in the 60s that her and Edie used to go to a jewelry store, a costume jewelry store in New York, in the East Village on St. Mark's Place. And that was a street that had all kind of funky little boutiques and little jewelry stores and video stores and bookstores. It was a really cool place. It was very trendy. And she went to a store there that was owned by an Indian man, and he made Indian jewelry. And this looks very much like Indian jewelry. So this sort of makes sense now. Now I'm starting to get to the bottom of it. And back in the 60s, starting with the Beatles, when George Harrison went to India, and the Beatles had a big influence, and they brought this whole Indian look in clothing and jewelry, and it got popular in this country right about that time. So she had jewelry made, and she also went into this store and bought jewelry. And the Indian man, she didn't remember his name, but he did have a little bench where he would link pieces together and put things together. And I think with this earring, this is the bottom piece, and this might have been an earring separately. And in Indian jewelry, they have a little wire. It's like a half moon wire, and it clips on here. So the bottom was definitely one different earring. And it has all these little Indian type bottoms to it. So it's all dangling. And then if you look at it again, you can see there's a section here on top that looks like it has another piece. And this looks like a station that maybe was a necklace or a bracelet station. In the middle of that was another beaded Indian looking bead there. So this was a separate earring. This was hooked on, and this piece came here, I think, to give length. And then there's a top. So I think Edie might have put this together, or maybe the man in the store put this together for her to achieve the length she wanted. So now the task was for me to make a modern version of it, and to not make it look like it was all pieced together. So what I did was I didn't put a wire here. I softened it, and I put an actual wire that's not functional. You can't put this through your ear. So I made a thin wire here, and I kept it true to exactly what she had. I made a pot that looked like the same exact pot she has here. It looks like either a piece for a necklace or a piece for a bracelet. And I kept the Indian look. I did a lot of research on Pinterest, and I looked at Indian jewelry at that time in the 60s, and I found a nice pattern here. And I made the pattern, and I made all the dangles that go on the bottom. And the top has the same pattern at the bottom as the top, and this links on, and that's the finished piece. So you have the look of the Indian jewelry, and you have what looks like she wore, but it's more functional and more finished looking. And it's a very nice earring, and I've had this in the line for a while now. And you can get it on Etsy. My store is Steve Sasko Jewelry. Of course, it's on my website, stevesaskodesigns.com. And take a look at it. It's a very nice earring. It's a little on the heavy side because there's a lot going on here. But I made it as light as possible without damaging it. And it's really nice. So take a look. Thank you.